Hello, Patriots, and welcome back to the Outspoken Patriot. This, of course, is the creator of the show and your host, Michael Kinnett. I want to start by thanking everyone who decides to listen to this podcast, because every view during this stage of growth helps. Remember, our goal here at the Outspoken Patriot is to reach millions of Americans and hopefully revive the American dream throughout our great country, the United States of America. So, with all of that being said, let's get straight into our topic for today, which is titled Facts and Feelings. Last week we talked about critical race theory, or what I like to call creating racial tension. This episode began the discussion of facts and feelings. If you remember, I mentioned how certain terms are not even allowed anymore, such as someone saying that they do not see the color of an individual's skin, meaning they don't treat people differently because they are a differing race. Americans are Americans, and people are people. But the left hates this. Why do they hate this? Because if we no longer see color, or we treat our fellow Americans as equals, then their mission will no longer succeed. Their goal is to make us constantly think of race, constantly think of political parties, constantly think of vaccinated or unvaccinated, masked or unmasked. The list goes on. But at the end of the day, all of the items point back to one thing. That is division. And for the most part, these issues rely on facts or feelings. I mean, think about it. Now please listen. Here's a disclaimer for those who solely rely on their feelings when making decisions, or thinking in general. Feelings are great. We use them in order to connect with one another, but feelings do not eliminate the truth or the facts, especially when we're talking about these high political issues. Ben Shapiro is my go-to guy about this topic. His quote-unquote catchphrase is facts don't care about your feelings. Exactly, they don't. No matter how loud you scream or how large the bolded, capitalized words you type on Facebook look, facts do not care about your feelings. PragerU, which is a great source of conservative information, not Republican information, but conservative, had Ben Shapiro discuss facts and feelings and the idea of victimization during a short video that they produced. During this speech, Shapiro explains a story where a bag of, yes, feces was found on a doorstep of the Black Cultural Center located at Vanderbilt University. Apparently, the campus went wild, claiming that this was a racist attack. To shorten the story, it turns out that a blind girl cleaned up after her service dog and couldn't find a trash can, so she left it by the building because she knew someone working at the school would throw it away. The story doesn't end here. The students that were just so emotionally disturbed by this event did apologize, surprisingly. Well, I'm not sure you can call it that, because after they said sorry, they stated, and I quote, "The needs of students with disabilities on this campus are also marginalized." Oh man. Nothing like people going to school for 4 extra years just to become even more idiotic. I almost die laughing at this stuff, but then I realize that people actually think like this. Can't we relate to this though? Maybe not the whole dog part, but where people go insane about something that isn't even factually correct, and when they finally understand what someone meant by what they said or did, then they don't just simply apologize, but they somehow throw in another woke comment that is solely based on their feelings. An example I can think of is when I say that I will never support the Black Lives Matter movement. It's like I can immediately see people's heads almost explode as they shout at me, "Well, then you're a racist, and I'm not surprised since you are a straight white man." Whoa! Hold on. So because I don't support a group that called for violence, that led to the burning of our cities, and the higher threats to our law enforcement officers, now somehow that means that I am a racist. Now pause. I know that a lot of you have had this moment. One just like this. And you want to just shout something back that probably won't come out too pretty, which I have done before. I know, shocking. But this is the moment that we use facts, not our feelings. Because as soon as we use logic, their main goal of condemning you of something not true is shot down. Now resume that moment that I was just describing before our quick pause. This is when I said, no, you are wrong to state that I am a racist. I said I was against the organization, not rights for all Americans. Do you know why? Because BLM stated that they are against the nuclear family, which is a mother and father in the home raising their children. I think that's something we can all agree is beneficial to our children's lives, which is surprising, seeming how 64% of black American children are raised in a single parent home. They also stated that they are against capitalism, while their leaders run around buying mansions for their families that they have in their life. See, this is where we end the conversation. There's no need to get upset or go on and on about how you feel about the situation, but present the facts, and that right there alone really tells your argument. So after I said this during one of my classes at college, I pulled up the website and showed them the facts that I mentioned. Guess what happened next? Nothing. Why didn't the person jump back all over me? Because they knew that their feelings could not override facts. This is just one example, and moments like this one happen all the time when you are around that certain friend or that certain group, or maybe even that post that you make that is taken a certain way that you didn't even know was possible. These are the moments where we do not back down, but we support our reasoning with the facts that helped us believe in what we said. If we don't, then maybe their feelings become the facts. And can you imagine a country that is controlled by all the stuff they feel? America would be unrecognizable. It is also important to think about how using your voice and shooting down these remarks by the left that call for division could possibly help someone see the truth. Maybe that one conversation that you have with a friend where you remain calm and use research to back your claims, maybe they will end up looking deeper into what you have stated and begin to go against the politicians and organizations that spew all of this stuff to them. We can't eliminate these issues by remaining divided. Our country is the strongest when we are all together as one nation. When we just view each other as Americans. When we stand against the lies and the organizations that try to tear us down. This is what makes our country so great. This wraps up episode 3 of the Outspoken Patriot. Thank you for listening, and please subscribe to follow our mission as we grow. Remember that if you leave comments, I will directly be viewing them and incorporating them somehow into the next episode. John Adams once said, "You will never know how much it has cost my generation to preserve your freedom. I hope you will make a good use of it. United we stand. Let's stand up against the left's lies and restore our American values." Please be looking forward to next week as we bring up another topic. I've got a couple in my head right now that I'm thinking about. Hopefully some comments will pop up on our channel and maybe we'll be able to throw a topic in from what you guys want to discuss. But be looking forward to that. But in the meantime, thank you for tuning in and listening to The Outspoken Patriot.